Okay, so good evening, and thank you for showing interest in the program. So I would just brief you and then answer all your queries. Okay, what more you want to know. Okay. Now here, this approach is very different because the base is the parenting concept. Okay, 6 parenting concepts. Now, if you Google, you will not find it because this is a name which I have given based on my last 14 years experience. The theory which actually applies here, that I have coined as parenting concept. Okay, the 6 concepts which you will be doing in 6 weeks: neuroplasticity, sensory, the role of sense organs, emotional and logical brain, me time, couple time, and family time as a concept, not as a as just a briefing. As a concept it is. And communication. So me time is separate, couple time, family time. That is the 5th week. 6th week is communication. And with small examples, I will just give you how it is related. Okay. The first and most important concept is neuroplasticity. And all these 6 concepts come in a line. There is a chronology for that. There is a reason why I first talk about neuroplasticity, because the next week when we talk about role of sense organs, it integrates. Based on neuroplasticity, the role of sense organs become clearer. Based on that, emotions and logic. So it follows an order. Okay. Now, I always tell parents, this parenting workshop, the age of the child doesn't matter at all. The reason being, this is more about the parent. Let's take an example. A small infant, okay, an infant, maybe 6-month-old, crying for milk. By 6 months, that is, I would say, they also understand, they cry at times quite a bit. Okay. So that crying also in it light tantrum mode. All right. They would know if the mother is carrying, or when they want to sleep, it has to be either the mother's lap or the father's lap. They understand touch, right? So the kind of, what is it? A tantrum by an infant. Okay. Tantrum or a need for a particular pattern, okay, by an infant. As the child grows up, okay, a toddler. Okay, toddler throwing a tantrum for a particular toy or for a particular food, or the need to play with a particular person. All this happens as they grow. Okay, there again, there is a demand for a particular type of behavior or pattern, right? Okay, as they grow up. Okay, then comes when they are in school, maybe 12-year-old, 13-year-old, there comes the demand for particular games. Okay, or talking to the friend. Nowadays, even mobile starts at the age of 10, 11. Okay, the demand for that, and the kind of reactions they give, the kind of pestering they do, keep on asking. Okay, always connect to that. As they grow old, teenager, going out, then comes when they, even after that, the partners they choose, or what kind of relationship they want to be in every stage. Okay, the child may think differently than the parent. The child may insist, and all these patterns are seen. This behavioral pattern from an infant to a young adult is same. Now, when we understand neuroplasticity, the first thing we realize is how many times has the child repeated this behavior. The child has learned it in a particular manner. If I cry, I will get milk. If I throw a tantrum, I will get a toy. Okay, as a teenager, if I decide not to talk to my parents for 10 days, or show a deviant, show resistance, it works. Or very simple dialogues which kids use, if it is between two, if there are two kids at home, they'll say, oh, you're always partial to the other, to my brother, or you're always partial to my sister. Why do they use that statement? It works. They know the parent takes a pause. Okay, and the parents' mood changes. So they are working on patterns. So when we understand neuroplasticity, we look at everything as patterns. okay, do I say, not only the child, even the parent has a behavioral pattern. We may not realize it. We may have a habit of telling our child everything 3 times, or always give them a reminder, or always do things for them. There is a pattern, correct? So the child will naturally expect that. If the parent has the habit of telling everything 3 times, the child will listen or do the work only only at the 3rd time. Neuroplasticity at work. So this, I'm just giving you an example. So age is not the thing. It's about understanding everything, not only with the child. We have patterns with our partner. We have patterns with our friends. We look at everything as patterns. Okay, that is neuroplasticity. Coming to sense organs, especially as a parent, we consciously make an effort to deposit in their memory bank when we understand sense organs. So the 5 sense organs, how they work, how it is related, then again, how it is related to neuroplasticity is what we see in the 2nd week. 3rd week, as we progress, yes, patterns are there. The only way our brain receives messages, sense organs. So parents have the maximum control through input. When we understand sense organ, that is the only way they can get material. So that is the power point with the parent. Okay. And then when we understand there are 2 centers in the brain, emotional brain and logical brain, that helps us to communicate with our child or take a stand. We would know when to say no in a very polite manner or be assertive. That we understand when we understand emotions and the relation between emotions and logic. Again, a small example I'm giving you. When we ask our child, age no limit, from 5-year-old to 30-year-old, very simple question. Why did you lie to me? The moment we ask this question, the child's thought process is processed by the emotional brain. And the emotional brain, all it does is save you in that present situation. Fight, flight, or freeze. So it will not work because the child's response is from the emotional brain. So when we know that, okay, if I ask this, emotions are at work, the child is not in the present moment, the child just wants to take care of it in the present moment. How do we rephrase it? How will you do it right the next time? What did you want by doing it this way? You wanted something. What is it that you wanted when you did this thing? Then we are not sending the message to the emotional brain. We are sending the question to the logical brain. This we'll understand when we understand emotions and logic in a scientific manner. Okay, so that is where I take you through the parenting as a parenting concept. Then the me time. Me time is extremely important when we understand that, what all chemicals are produced within our body, our mood, our emotions, how we project ourselves to the child. Another quick example, a working parent feeling guilty after coming home. All right. Now, if you see the pattern, the repeated patterns, sense organs and all that, what is the takeaway message for the child? There is an amount of guilt, right? Which is carried forward. So when you understand this, you will portray a confident person. Yeah, I am doing all these work, but I'm confident about it. I'm at peace. So which is required? And how much time you give for yourself. That is where the child also learns to respect himself or herself. The boundaries starts with the me time. Couple time. Why it is important? Because the child learns conflict resolution from the parents. And believe me, in my own personal experience, I always tell parents, please don't follow the good cop, bad cop procedure. It doesn't work with children nowadays. Be who you are. Okay, parents normally do, okay, I will be strict, you will be, it's like a teamwork. Children are okay with the truth. It is just, in fact, they are noticing how the father and mother are talking to each other. When they have difference of opinion, how are they resolving it? That is what the child would use in other social relationships. So couple time is extremely important. Then comes the family time. The last one is communication, wherein the last week, with all this knowledge, it is wherein I ask all the parents, whatever happened in the last 5 weeks, we do I would say, a deep analysis of that. Why did this word not work? What is the substitute for that? Did it trigger the emotion? Did it trigger the logic? Was there any breaking the pattern? So fifth is the conclusion. With communication, actually speaking, if you have a repository of 10 to 15 phrases, it works beautiful. Okay, parenting becomes stress-free and guilt-free when we know what we are talking and the art of talking not more than 3 sentences to your child. That's it. That is where it becomes stress-free. Believe me, we reach there. Because we already know, okay, yeah, 3 words, yeah, 3 sentences max. 1 line is best. If we can phrase what we want from the child in 1 line, that's best.
For example?
Required action. Okay, now for example, the study time. Okay, the child is not studying. Or like, you have given the study time, the schedule is there, you have taken the child's consent, but still the child is not studying. The first thing, you understand, okay, how many times has the child repeated it? 100 times. So that means a learning has happened, neuroplasticity at work over there. I need to break the pattern. Then you reflect back. Every time my child does not follow the study time, what are the words I'm using? To an effect, even our body language, the child remembers. Huh? So there we take it through journaling. We reflect back. So we change those words. Okay, what we say, we change. So we are breaking the pattern over there. And when that word, what do we say? The required action. 7 to 8 is study time. You can do it. That's it. Nothing else would work over there. Maybe the first day the child will not say it, but how consistent are we? So we are depositing in the child's memory bank. The child has to repeatedly hear 7 to 8 is study time. You can do it. The child has to hear only that, because then the brain would start responding to that. So we understand how the brain works. Parents do ask me, okay? So last parenting workshop, one of the parent who attended, okay? So when we were doing this reflection, so he said, like, okay, when all the lights are on in our house, the father used to make a sarcastic comment to the son. Okay? Yeah, okay. Like, nobody knows who is paying the electricity bill. Nothing is coming for free. Let me just switch off the lights and fans. He was very upset about it. This is what he was always taunting the child. Okay. While doing the program, all I told him is, have you ever told your son, like, how many times have you told your son and daughter that switch off the light? It takes only 4 words. Nothing else. Okay. And he started doing that. Okay. He said, yeah, when I reflect back, that sarcastic comment is there. So the focus shifts from switching off the light to dealing with the parent's sarcasm. Okay. He just started saying, switch off the lights. You can do it. The you can do it is the thumb card which we use, okay, in communication. So switch off the lights in a period of time that, after 10 days, he came back to me and said, like, they have started doing it. 1, they see me doing it. 2nd, they listen to me. Like, I keep telling, switch off the lights. Simple. So some simple things are far better. Okay, there are so many examples, Radhika. Like, if you see, like, the way we communicate, whether it is screen time or study time, these are the normal things that come. Okay, we need to tell them the required action. Okay, so then it starts working. So framing the required action is what a parent learns through this program. You start doing it, because 6 weeks, it's a handheld approach, right? You can come back and we'll have a discussion. Even if I don't have the answer, that is the time the think tank works. Like, we'll think about it. All right, this is not happening. Is the pattern breaking? Which is a better way to talk. Every child is different. Okay, so 6 weeks will be wherein you start applying it. And of course, later on also, there is always the support, like, because, okay, this is not happening. You send a WhatsApp. there is always help from my side. So this is how this healthy tree approach. The name is healthy tree because when the parent becomes extremely, very, very confident, okay, that's it. You don't need to be anything else there. Automatically the child would come. My first experience with this was when I was going through all the turmoils as a parent. Okay. So along with my son, even I have to go to the counselor because counselors, those they would call the entire family, father, mother, everybody should come. So then one day the counselor told me, Vidya, you're troubleshooting everything. Okay. And we were doing the good cop, bad cop. Okay. My husband will be very strict and I will be very submissive, even with my husband, because the plan we had was, how will they learn obedience? Okay. If they see me obeying my husband, okay, they know how obedience works. Okay. So we had great plans, but nothing worked. Okay. Then the counselor told me, if you're not strong, if your child is always seeing you as a submissive person, the child has no trust to share things with you because you're not a strong person at all. Why would it come and share his problem, their problems with you? You cannot solve it. You're always depending on your husband. So they can directly go to the father. So stop doing this thing. Be you, okay? Be a strong person. Start pursuing your passion and whatever you do, your daily routine, in everything. The child has to see a confident parent. Okay, then the whole thing starts working. So that was my turning point. Why when I started thinking about it, started reading. So this whole understanding about neuroplasticity and all started from there. And believe me, it works. Okay, so and again, two parents can follow two parenting approaches, absolutely no problem. We don't have to compensate for our partner. Father can be strict, mother can be lenient, or vice versa, absolutely no problem. You should do what you
I
do.
also think the child has a sixth sense. The child knows ये वाली बात कौन सा parent मानेगा और ये वाली बात कौन से parent, and how do they know it?
Because
How do
they
they get that
observe.
intuition?
They observe. We don't observe them. They observe our body language. They observe our moods. They observe which day, which situation, right from the clothes we wear, they observe. Maybe they don't consciously recall it, but they know it. Okay, which room we go to when we are angry or when we come out in which, my kids have actually explained to me when I do the worksheet. That's why I'm so confidently telling. Okay, my boys, they would actually track their father's mood. When he starts the car, which music he puts, okay, how he's holding the steering. Is he drumming when he's driving? And they know which mood he's in. And when they put in their demand, they actually see, okay, now this is the right time to ask dad for something, and they get it done. Same way we can observe our children, which we never do because we are half the time talking, telling them so many things. The day we start observing them, we see a lot of things, right from their expression. Okay, now when I talk to my son, okay, that phrases and all, now I can catch it. Okay, or the particular nod or this thing. So I know, okay, he's not interested in this topic. Now he's 32. Okay, that's why I'm saying it works in all ages. Okay, this topic, he has heard enough. He's not interested anymore. Okay, then I can pressure. I just can't force it. We start observing body language. We start observing all these statements. And then we join the dots. So it's a beautiful journey. In my personal experience, I've gone through that. It's a beautiful experience. But when we know, see, parenting tips and strategies will not work in the long run. Because whoever is giving us a parenting tip or strategy, it works for them. It may not work for us. Some things may work, some things may not work. Whereas when we make our own strategies, it works. Strategies in the sense based on, okay, this is what it is. When we know neuroplasticity, we know I have to wait. My child has repeated this 100 times, 500 times for the last 3 years. If it has done it, it is almost 300 into 3, 900 times. The learning is concrete. So I need to wait. I need to take the pause. I need to give a new learning for the next 3 months. So we get that confidence. We won't be worried, or we won't push the anxiety button when we know, okay. Like I normally, parents do come and ask me, okay, school se complaint aa raha hai. How do we deal with that, ma'am? The moment the teacher tells a complaint, what happens? The parent's emotional brain is at work. Okay. How do I make sure that, the child is safe in school, or the child doesn't get labeled in school? So we try to give excuses or reasoning, or else we scold the child in front of the teacher, so that the teacher is convinced that, the parent is very much into it, like, very fair. Okay. Simple. All we have to tell the teacher is, thank you for the feedback. I will look into it and I'll keep you posted. You're validating the teacher's sentiments. You're not putting your child under the bus. Don't ever throw the child under the bus. And at the same time, we are buying ourselves time. Simple. That's why I told you 3 sentences is all we need for any situation. The teacher is very happy. Now we are not saying no to her. We're thanking her for all that. Please keep me posted. I'm also working with him. Okay. I'm talking to the concerned person. Like, if they're talking to me, I just tell them. Yeah, I'm updating. I'm discussing this with a coach. We are working on this. That's all they want. Right? So these are the things which we start looking at it in a very different manner. Another thing, they always say, okay, my child is doing everything fine. I don't need, I would still say every parent should know this parenting concept. Because then we would actually nurture the child to grow to a full individual. Sometimes we give them a protected environment and they're okay in that. When they go outside, things would change. Whether be the extracurricular classes, or how the whole thing is patterned, their daily routine. At home, we are very clear, time pe sab kuch ho raha hai, everybody is systematic. Okay, now the child knows only that routine. That is why I always recommend be you. Let the father and mother be 2 different worlds. Because the child would know how to be here, how to be there. Okay, the friends will be different, grandparents will be different. That is the world. It should not be a controlled environment. It should be a dynamic environment. Then actual growth happens. So this is how it works based on concepts. When you understand the concept, you will make the decision. All right. So, and that is how it has been curated also. The 6 weeks, 6 Zoom sessions. All right. That is for each parenting concept. If by chance you're not able to attend this session, or I always ask both the parents to join. For some reason, if you cannot join, you can always see the recording. So first week, if I'm explaining neuroplasticity, that week itself, you can watch all the videos in Class Plus. The moment you pay the fees, all the videos are available for you. Okay, and it is there to stay for the next 2 years. So each concept is explained with normal everyday life. Okay, in detail, around 25, more than 25 videos are there. So in the 6 weeks, you can watch it. If not, you can watch it later. Ideally, if you watch every week, the concerned videos, it becomes even more depth for you. You will understand things in a much more better. So weekly once we meet for the group session. Then I meet each couple, as parents means both of them, once, so that how do you apply neuroplasticity in your house for your child, for your child's age? That we discuss. So it's getting customized. Also, through in the first 2 weeks itself, if we take it, I request everybody to take a time slot. I do an individual session with each parent. Like Radhika, you know how it is. We had the session, right? Same way, both the parents. So what happens? There is some kind of a clarity for all the parents. So the coaching session is there. The parent joint session is there. Zoom session. You have the videos. Also journaling. The 6 weeks, small steps, wherein you learn to do journaling. Simple. Every night, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that reflection happens through journaling. Because then in the next week, when the WhatsApp call happens, you will be able to tell, okay, this is what I understood. So this is how the whole program goes. And intentionally, I don't give the age group because parents of a mixed group automatically help each other also in the discussion.
Which day are we looking for?
See, 2nd of
From
Feb
the
is a
week?
Sunday. All right. So from there, 6 Sundays will be the Zoom sessions. Okay. Then the 2 sessions, memory bank and mindfulness. Once everybody joins, according to everybody's convenience, we'll keep one. So 1 or 2
And the
sessions.
timing will be 9?
Correct. Timing will be night. That is what, again, that is flexible when if everybody says, yeah, a different timing is okay. I give the time 9:30 in as a rule because Sundays 9:30 is normally okay. People go for movies on Fridays and Saturdays. Monday to Thursday is a weekday ka hustle. So Sunday is by far the best time. Or else early morning works, but
Yes.
not everybody is an early person.
No,
7 a.m. is
Sunday night works for me.
yeah. So 9 between 9 to 9:30 with everybody's consensus, we fix a time. There I would explain the concept. So only that everybody has to come together. The rest is scheduled according to the parents' convenience. See, these
Ma'am, what's the
changes
fees
came
for 6
because
weeks?
parents gave me the feedback, time is a constraint. So I kind of simplified so that time is not a constraint. Yes. Now, if you
And
want,
the
if you have
fees
any
for
other
6
queries.
weeks is?
6 weeks. So Feb 2nd, it will start. Six weeks, it will start from there.
So what's the fees?
The fees is 8,000. Okay. And 8,000, I think there is a nominal charge. Class Plus also charges when you enroll. They have some, I think 200 rupees or something, their charges will be there. So that is the charge. Oh my God. Yeah. Any other queries you have? Geeta, I hope you're there because you're on mute. Radhika, you have any other query regarding the...
No, I'm quite clear.
Okay.
The program seems to be very interesting, ma'am. I have never done anything like this before. I'm looking forward to joining it. I'll just have a word with my husband also.
And it works best when normally what happens the first 2 weeks, fathers are normally busy. That's why I tell them start watching the videos. Then automatically they'll slowly start coming in. And when fathers also join, then it becomes really a beautiful journey then. Because both are in the same platform. And even if they are
Yes.
working or they are out of station, you can always join from 2 places.
Ma'am, Sunday is a very good day for even husbands to join in.
Which one?
Sunday is a good day for
Correct.
husbands
Yeah,
since they
that's
are
it.
at home, it's a holiday. So, ma'am, I'll take your leave then.
Yeah. I'll take?
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
I'll take your leave.
Yeah, fine. All
I
right.
thought Geeta's there.
Yeah,
Suddenly
yeah.
I see her.
Yeah, she
I
left.
thought she's there.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can do both. The Class Plus link I've shared. In case that doesn't work, you can let me know. You can GPay and then I'll enroll you over there because I've told this
Yes,
is the
yes,
first time
ma'am.
I'm using Class Plus. I used to do
Okay.
Teachables, so this time I moved to Class Plus. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Good night.
Good night.